Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Everything we know about the EuroMillions winner, and about previous winners too. The largest ever EuroMillions jackpot has been scooped by one lucky man in Austria. He won £209 million on Friday night after spending just €10 on online tickets, according to Austrian newspaper Kronen Zeitung. The man's identity hasn't been revealed, and it's not yet clear if he's chosen to remain anonymous. Many jackpot winners do, although UK couple Joe and Jess Thwaite, who won the fifth largest amount, €215 million, around £184 million at the time, in May 2022, did go public. They said they didn't want to burden friends and family with such a big secret. Joe was 49 at the time of the win and working as communications sales engineer, and Jess was 44 and a business manager of a hairdressing salon. The parents of two, from Gloucestershire, said the phenomenal win gives us time to dream, which we haven't had before. Their first purchase was a chest of drawers and a wardrobe for their bedroom. But they said their number one priority was supporting family members after a hard few years, just like many people and families across the country. Joe said he normally bought a EuroMillions lucky dip ticket because it's easier, and purchased the winning ticket on the National Lottery app. They had no idea of the result until Joe woke up at 5:15 a.m. the next morning to tend to their dogs, and received an email saying, "Good news, you've won a prize." Showing extreme self-control, Joe didn't wake up his wife to share the news after seeing the 9-figure prize. "I saw how much and I didn't know what to do," he said. "I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't want to wake Jess up, so I just laid there for what seemed like forever. I spent some time searching for property with no budget limit, which was a novelty." When the alarm finally rang, Joe turned to Jess and said, "I've got a secret. I've got something to tell you." Hearing the news in disbelief, his wife thought he was joking, concluded that it wasn't worth getting too excited about as it probably wasn't true, and got up to make a coffee. But after going about their normal morning routine, the pair called dedicated phone number when the lines opened at 8 a.m. and were told they had just become the UK's then biggest ever winners. While many of us would call our managers to say we weren't coming in and crack out the champagne, Jess and Joe went about their normal day, doing the school run and settling down to work from home. Unable to keep the news in, Jess met her mum in a car park before work, with her screaming reaction bringing it home how life-changing the money would be, and both breaking down in tears. The couple have acknowledged their previous financial situation was not horrendous, but say the cost of living crisis had affected our lives. Jess said, "Just like many people and families across the country, the last few years have been hard. My sister and I have tried to look after the business and the 20 staff, but times are difficult in hairdressing. Joe has been working hard, and we have always tried to put everything into doing the best we can for the children. We've had 1 week to think about this, and we now have time to share lots of experiences and go on adventures with our family and friends." One couple who scored a £115 million EuroMillions jackpot had given away more than half of their winnings to loved ones, charities, and those in need during the coronavirus crisis within 2 years of winning. Frances Connolly wrote a list of 50 close friends and family to help, as she was too excited to sleep on the night she and husband Patrick, 56, secured their fortune on New Year's Day 2019. Almost 2 years on, the pair had given away £60 million, extending their generosity to health workers on the COVID-19 frontline, care home residents, hospital patients, and hundreds of other people. The husband and wife from Moira, County Down, vowed to not become part of the jet set when they celebrated their win with a hug and a cup of tea. They stayed true to their promise, laughing off the opportunity to live in a 15-bed stately home and deciding against flying first class to New Zealand to visit their daughter. They say they could have helped a young couple pay off a mortgage with the ticket price. Another couple who went public with a EuroMillions win was Richard and Debbie Nuttall from Colney, Lancashire. They scooped £61.7 million share of a £123 million jackpot in January 2024. They were in Fuerteventura, celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary in January, when an email from the National Lottery told them they had exciting news. Mr. Nuttall, a self-employed accountant, said when he checked his account online, he saw a win of £2.60. He said, "So I went through to Deb's and I said we've won £2.60 on the lottery, and she was like, woohoo, we'll go and have a bacon buddy or something with that." But he later realized the £2.60 was from a win in November, and when he logged in again later that day, after another email, he saw a figure of £61,708,231. He tried to call the National Lottery from Fuerteventura, but a bad signal in the Canary Island meant 4 calls kept cutting out. "I'm thinking, this is a scam. Someone's trying to extract information out of me inch by inch," he said. Obviously we were stunned but also very excited at the time. It was almost like Del Boy and Rodney when they come out of Sotheby's and they start cheering and punching the air. The car was rocking. And in 2016, Sonia Davies, then 53, and her family won £61 million on the EuroMillions after she asked her daughter to buy tickets, because she was on a roll days after having a potentially deadly tumor removed. The mum was in the US for the pioneering surgery when she called her eldest daughter, Stephanie, 23, back home in Wales, and asked her to pick up some tickets for the family syndicate and said, "We're on a winning streak." Stephanie bought 6 lucky dips with 40 minutes to spare before the deadline, and one of those turned out to be very lucky. Admin assistant Sonia said, "I felt cured by the Friday and was a multimillionaire by the evening. It was just unreal." In the past, people who have gone public with lottery wins have chosen to spend their cash on new houses, cars, holidays, and on their family and friends. The people who spend the money too quickly are a very, very small percentage. Andy Carter, who was a senior winners advisor at former lottery owners Camelot, previously told the Metro. The vast majority of winners are very conservative. They have been blessed with a huge amount of money and they want to protect it. Although many winners, like Andy said, are careful with their money, history has a fair few examples of winners who haven't been so cautious, and their lives have taken a turn for the worse as a result. Some studies suggest lottery winners in the US are more likely to declare bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years compared to the average citizen. Around 1/3 find themselves in financial trouble, and it does not end there. The pressure may force someone to spiral into depression and lead to alcohol and drug abuse and problems with family and friends. One such example in the UK is Michael Carroll, a bin man who won £9,700,000 on the National Lottery in 2002, but declared bankruptcy 9 years later. Dubbed the Lotto Lout, he gave £4 million to friends and family, including £1,400,000 to his wife Sandra Aiken. But shortly after the couple wed in 2003, she decided she had had enough. Over the next few years, Carroll appeared in court more than 30 times, while a mansion he bought in Norfolk fell into a state of disrepair. He has admitted he wasted millions on cocaine, gambling, prostitutes, and drinking 2 bottles of vodka a day. By 2013, Carroll was broke and homeless, so he returned to Scotland and worked in a biscuit factory and then a slaughterhouse before landing a job as a coal man. Then there's Adrian and Gillian Bayford, who won £148,656,000 in August 2012, but are no longer married. Gillian now has a conviction for threatening her ex-boyfriend, domestic abuse charity worker Gavin Innes, who she pushed and shouted at in 2017. She then married convicted fraudster Brian Deans, before ditching him because he begged for more and more money after blowing the monthly allowance she gave him on cars, watches, and trips with friends. Adrian, meanwhile, turned to eating 50 Cornish pasties a day to cope with loneliness after being dumped by younger women, one of whom he dated while sending saucy messages to an ex. Another jackpot-winning couple to divorce after scooping big was Colin and Chris Weir, who won £161.6 million in 2011. They split up some months before Colin died of sepsis, and an acute kidney injury in December 2019, at the age of 71. By then, he had spent half his £80 million share of the fortune on cars, property, and a controlling stake in his favorite football club, Partick Thistle. The former TV cameraman also donated millions to the Scottish National Party and the pro-independence Yes campaign ahead of the 2014 referendum. If you find yourself in the almost impossible-to-imagine situation of having a winning lottery ticket, the first thing to do, once you've finished screaming into a pillow or jumping up and down, is to turn the ticket over and find the phone number to ring. Andy explained, if you were to win the EuroMillions tomorrow night, you would check the ticket, ring the number on the back of the ticket, and that would put you through to a lottery line. They would then get a member of my team to call you back. This first phone call to the National Lottery Call Center is important because it sets in motion the crucial steps that all lottery winners must follow to claim their prize. How does the National Lottery contact winners? From the moment you realize you've won to actually getting the money, winners are looked after every step of the way by a dedicated team of National Lottery, winners' advisors like Andy. It is their job to support winners through the entire process so they can begin to enjoy their life-changing win. Andy, or one of his advisor team members, will call lottery winners back as quickly as possible once they receive news that a EuroMillions prize has been claimed. After the initial phone call with the winner's advisor team, Andy or one of his colleagues will visit the winner, in person. Ideally, you'll get a visit the next day, or failing that as soon as the winner can allow. How long after winning the lottery do you get your money? During the home visit by the winner's advisory team, a number of checks will be carried out to verify the winner. Within half an hour, I can tell if someone has won the money, Andy revealed. As well as checking the winning ticket is legit. The advisory team are there to answer any questions that the winners may have, and, as you can imagine for someone who has just become a sometimes multi-millionaire, they have more than a few. Sometimes we get to people's houses and we don't even open the computer for an hour because we just sit there and answer people's questions, Andy said. This could sometimes last all day. As soon as the winning ticket is verified and the ID of the winner confirmed, the lottery can pay the winner their money on that very day. However, once the money is paid into an elected bank account, it takes 2 days for the money to process before it can be withdrawn. This means that the longest you have to wait before getting the money is around 3 days between discovering you've won the lottery and actually being able to spend the cash. Where do lottery winners put their money? Winners have no choice but to have their winning sum deposited in one single bank account by the lottery. So there's no stuffing it under your bedroom mattress or locking it in your personal safe. The winner can choose the bank they would like to hold the money with, but a brand new account with that bank is set up, usually with a private arm of that bank who specialize with dealing with large sums of money of this kind. This bank account can be open for as long as the winner needs it to be, or they can move the money to other accounts once it is cleared after a couple of days. Can EuroMillions winners remain anonymous? Yes, and as we mentioned earlier, many people choose not to go public. All winners are anonymous, Andy confirmed. This is the default position for all lottery winners. Andy also impresses that any publicity surrounding a winner is a personal choice and there is no set media schedule. Every winner is different. It's entirely the winner's decision if they want to share news of their win. We have an aftercare program in place to ensure that all winners have access to legal and financial advice. Sometimes we go to a winner's home and we've already had media inquiries before we even get there because the winner wants to celebrate their win and mark it publicly, Andy explained. Often the rule of thumb tends to be the higher the amount of money, the more likely the winner will be to take publicity. However, if a winner does choose to keep their newfound wealth a secret, then Andy and his team are the only ones to know about the win. He says, it's often the case that when a winner decides to remain anonymous, we are the only people that know about their win, so we keep in touch with them for as long as they want to. Often they like to talk to someone or just let us know what they have been up to. Is your spouse entitled to your lottery winnings? When it comes to the decision to keep a lottery win a secret or tell the whole world, you'd think that either way, one of the people to definitely be in the loop would be the winner's partner or spouse. But should you want to keep your newfound wealth entirely to yourself, the National Lottery certainly isn't going to tell you otherwise. A National Lottery win belongs to the signatories of the relevant validation paperwork. How a winner chooses to share or not winnings is their personal decision, Eleanor Corbett, PR executive at the National Lottery, confirmed to Metro. Are EuroMillions winnings taxable? There is no tax on the win itself, but if the win produces an income through interest, then that will be taxed as part of your normal income tax, Andy explained. Does EuroMillions money go to charity? The only way the EuroMillions jackpot would go to National Lottery good causes is if the jackpot is won in a draw, but, for whatever reason, the ticket holder does not then subsequently come forward to claim, Eleanor told us. Unclaimed prizes have a maximum of 180 days to be claimed from the date of the winning draw. After that, the money plus the interest it has generated, whilst it is held in trust, is passed over to National Lottery good causes. Each week, the National Lottery raises around £30 million for good causes, because every time a National Lottery ticket is bought, a proportion of the ticket sale automatically goes to National Lottery good causes. Perhaps unsurprisingly, out of the 9 countries that take part in the lottery, those with the highest populations have the largest number of jackpot winners over the years. The UK, with a population of almost 67 million, tops the table with 132 jackpot winners since the contest started in 2004, while France, which has a population of around 66.6 million, follows closely behind with 130 winners. Spain, with a population of 49 million, comes third with 122 winners. Portugal, meanwhile, has had 86 winners, Belgium 45, Switzerland 26, Ireland 19, and the tiny country of Luxembourg 4. Get in touch with our news team by emailing us at webnews@metro.co.uk. For more stories like this, check our news page. More, full list of countries with most EuroMillions winners after £209 million jackpot scooped. More, full list of biggest lottery winners after someone wins £209 million EuroMillions jackpot. More, congratulations, you've won the lottery, now you're screwed. Stay on top of the headlines with daily email updates. This site is protected by CAPTCHA, and the Google privacy policy and terms of service apply. Your information will be used in line with our privacy policy.